Greetings, schools, and welcome back to another dive into horror television. Today we're exploring one of my childhood favorites, Are You Afraid of the Dark? This show aged a lot better than Goosebumps, in my opinion. I really enjoyed rewatching a few episodes of this show even as an old, grouchy, and unfun adult. Needless to say, this show was very impactful on a young, spooky, creepy Jay. I even formed a secret society comprised of only the realest friends and named it the Midnight Society, just like in the show. So tonight's episode is titled The Forever Game, and I picked this one because I got a kick out of it. And I was very offended by the scathing 3.7 out of 10 IMDb rating. Blasphemy! Let's take a look. We meet a group of 3 friends out in the woods biking. The older brother is named Peter. He's played by J. Adam Brown. His buddy Mark is played by Todd Fennell. And Peter's little sister is named Monica, and she's played by Sarah Gaden. Monica's having a bit of trouble keeping up with the boys, which upsets her brother Peter tremendously. Peter really doesn't like hanging out with his little sister. Mark is more laid back about the whole thing, and he's actually really kind and understanding to Monica. Peter finds a strange path, and they decide to venture off course to check it out. Along the path, the kids see a plethora of abandoned bicycles littered throughout, with no one else in sight. They bike and they bike, but they keep noticing the same odd tree. It's like they're going in circles. They decide to split up to cover more ground, leaving Peter behind. He observes the strange tree, getting close enough to touch it. He gets sucked into the tree somehow. He shoots through it in glorious fashion. Peter takes a look around his new location, and he notices a super neat looking board game setup. Peter meets a boy who introduces himself as Nathaniel. Nate shows him the board game, the Forever Game. How does the Forever Game work, you may ask? You spin the wheel and then move your pawn until someone reaches the door. Peter agrees to play the game. It looks fun. I too may have played. So Nathaniel goes first. He lands on a spot that causes flower petals to fall from the sky down onto his friends on the outside. Each turn has a different consequence for the young chaps. One turn there's a lightning storm. The next roll after that is the worst. They awake the burdened beast, and once he's called upon, he never goes away until the game ends. So the 2 kids on the outside are in serious trouble now. They're chased by the horrible beast as he throws dagger claws at them. Spooky. This is when Peter realizes how dire their situation really is. He wants to quit the game, but it's too late to now. This is when Nathaniel tells him one very important caveat to the game. The winner gets to leave. The loser stays there forever. That's why it's called the Forever Game, for those in the back. With the burdened beast trailing the little buggers closely, Monica leads them to safety. She throws her fanny pack down, and it throws off the monster. It works. We learn Nathaniel has been stuck in that tree for decades. Peter has to win, or he, his sister, and his friend are all stuck there. So there's no turning back. Peter must finish what he has started, and he sure has a lot on the line. Nathaniel is only 5 turns away from winning the game. He lands on a square that makes it dark for the rest of the game. Peter spins and finds himself with an interesting choice. He may either go backwards 15 spots or switch spots with someone else, either his sister or friend. Will he get rid of his nuisance sister once and for all? Nope. This is Peter's character arc. Monica realizes that he's stuck in the tree, so they start tugging and pulling on it. Peter spins and he lands on lightning. In addition to the kids tugging, the burdened beast steamrolling, and the lightning striking, we have a huge explosion and everyone is set free. Everyone's safe and sound. but Nathaniel comes out of it as an aged, white-haired gentleman. The episode parts with a restored admiration and, most importantly, a newfound respect between Peter and Monica. Peter couldn't stand his petulant sister, but by the end, after seeing her kick ass in action, he's impressed. He couldn't imagine his sister being switched into the forever game and losing her there forever. Imagine explaining that to your parents. I'll give this episode, The Tale of the Forever Game, a perfect 10 out of 10 for Are You Afraid of the Dark? I find this episode to be outstanding child horror. The show holds up shockingly well, and there's definitely value in this series. I'm surprised to have enjoyed watching it as much as I did as an adult. If you grew up watching the show, definitely give it a rewatch, if you can get your hands on it. I'd love to thank my patrons for supporting this channel. Thank you so much. And thank you for watching until the end. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed me ranting on. It'll help out the channel a bunch. Leave a comment, give me your hot take. What's your favorite Are You Afraid of the Dark episode? And check out my art shop if you'd care to check out my abstract paintings. And until next time, friendos, stay spooky.